Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Unfortunately, market is very slow at the moment and really no major decisions have been taken at the moment, or in the last couple of days. So let's talk about the current structure and the relevant support levels that protect the bulls, because below these support levels, one more low is getting more and more likely. I'm talking about one more low below the 5th of August low point that formed around 27.5 cents during this rapid sell-off that we've had. We're dealing with two scenarios here. One is the, no, not that one. One is the more aggressively bullish scenario, whoops, that you see here in orange. I've marked it with question marks, okay? Because it is not clear to me, and it is also based on an unlikely shallow wave 2. So wave 2 was very weak. That means, okay, it could be a diagonal pattern with a very shallow wave 2. That's not anything reliable, but I have to show it to you. So, but I mark it with a question mark. So that tells you already a lot about the likelihood, right? I mean, I have no probability numbers, I have no magic probabilities calculator, but I know that it means we have to be on the side of caution. So what we deal with here in the orange count is a wave 1 and a wave 2, and then an AB. Had the market reacted nicely to the support region in a possible impulse to the upside, and had we seen a nice 1-2 setup, I would say, yep, wave C is likely unfolding, because then this would have been wave 1 of C. This would have been wave 2 of C. Now we can prepare for a third wave in the C wave. But the market hasn't done that. Doesn't mean the C wave couldn't start from here. It absolutely could. But the market hasn't really given any evidence for that. Okay, the price structure from the low is extremely choppy. So in the best case, I'd say if wave C is already unfolding, which again, there is no evidence for it, it would have to be a diagonal pattern, that C wave. And if it's a diagonal pattern, okay, if it's a diagonal pattern, then we can't trust it anyway. And it would be, yes, a 5-wave move, wave 1, wave 2, and then A, B, C in wave 3, then a wave 4 and a wave 5. It is very important to realize that until we get those 5 waves that reach 44.5 cents or 45 cents, there is no confirmation that a more substantial low has formed here in August. There's just no confirmation for it. So that's why we need those 5 waves from an Elliott wave point of view. It doesn't mean you couldn't trade the roadmap, you absolutely can, but just be cautious. The altcoin sector at the moment includes a lot of uncertainty, right? Those charts are messy at the moment. And there's still a lot of confirmations outstanding. Now, the wave count that actually looks quite good is the yellow one, in which we have a larger wave 1 and a larger wave 2. In this scenario, we could now form some kind of a B wave, and it looks even as if the B wave might still be unfolding. And it just makes it very likely that the lower support region will be tested again. As I always say, the levels are more important than the wave count. So whenever we don't have any 5-wave move up, I would be very skeptical about direct movements to the upside. So all of these movements have been sort of corrective, especially here from the Sunday low. Therefore, I think another test of the lower support region is likely. And it's possible that this was a wave A down, which bottomed out on Sunday. We're now dealing with a B wave rally or some kind of a B wave consolidation. And then a C wave down could still happen. But also to confirm that a C wave down is unfolding, ideally, we would like to see some kind of a first 5-wave move down, a 1-2 setup to the downside, and I don't see that at this stage. Okay, so this is just boring sideways consolidation range-bound movement. So essentially, a C wave would also be a 5-wave move. So if we get the first 1-2 setup, it would prepare us for a third wave down. But these things happen very quickly in the crypto sector, so don't necessarily assume the wave counts will be very clear. Therefore, I often say the levels are more important than the microstructures, especially. The microstructures, they give you a guide, they give us the levels, they give us support and resistance, okay? And the problem is, in these choppy sideways movements, nothing is really changing, there's no progress. I could potentially really see a larger B wave here happen, but that doesn't really lead to any progress on the chart. I think important is to recognize there are two support areas. The upper one, which ends at 32.4 cents, is relevant for the orange, more directly bullish scenario. Any break below it, if it's a sustained break, will make it more likely that we're in the larger wave 2 pullback in wave 2. And then we can watch how the market is reacting to the lower fib levels at 31.3 cents, 30.4 and 29 cents. Nothing too exciting going on here. And it shouldn't be a surprise even if we break below 29 cents and form another low, because until we get these 5 waves, another low is very likely. That's the thing, right? That's the problem at the moment with this chart. So be careful with all of these altcoins at the moment. The Monday drop definitely wasn't good for many of these charts. So I always say, we talked about that in the Sunday member live stream, how this could be approached from a tactical point of view, that it can be reasonable to just reduce long-term exposure to let's say comfortable levels, you know, in the altcoin sector. But that's an individual decision, right? Everybody needs to be always comfortable with their holdings. I think it's just been a reminder again. But yeah, that's obviously from your own, that depends on your own risk profile. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.